One of the other things that I want to talk about today is the artisan approach to overall integrative medicine. And I'm hoping I've just started the seeds of my second book, the artisan approach to integrative medicine. The title may change, the cover may change as I get closer, but the thoughts and the brainstem and the way I see integrative medicine won't. So I want to share that with you today. When I think of medicine, I think of medicine in three different silos. Okay, the first silo is the life and limb threatening disease. The second silo of chronic diseases, and the third silo is self-resolving body imbalances. So coming to column one or silo one, in life and limb threatening disease, the primary goal is for modern medicine, allopathic medicine, and the only role alternative medicine, integrative medicine, complementary medicine, whatever word you want to use for it, has is primarily in rehab. So let me give you an example. Somebody cuts your arm. Can you meditate just like I was doing your way out of it and regrow your arm? No, right? I shoot you with the bullet. Can you meditate or do a yoga posture that can remove the bullet and prevent you from dying? No, right? So for anything that's life or limb threatening, right? I give you an example of some limb threatening issues. Life threatening being a heart attack. If you have a clot, like I talk about in my book, The Heart House, An Artisan's Approach to Understanding Heart Health, I talk about a volcanic eruption, boom, happening in the plumbing system of your heart that causes a clot to form, causes acute heart attack or a STEMI or ST elevation MI. I can't meditate my way out. I can't do a yoga posture that's going to cure it. I can't take a pill that will cure it. I need to have a cardiologist go in there, thread the catheter up, suck out the clot, cover the area with the stent. Same thing, if I'm in an acute stroke, I need to get to the emergency room within the first hour. They need to give me clot busters to get the artery to my brain open so I can get blood flow and my brain's not fried and dead. So that's why, my friends, what I want to say here is not one size fits all. And I love that there's so much love for integrative medicine. I live in a community where I have patients like that. I myself, like I showed you, do follow a lot of integrative medicine techniques like yoga, meditation. But I want to put all this in perspective. And so when you are in an acute life and limb threatening situation, you need allopathic medicine. Garlic pills or meditation and natural remedies can't really fix this life and limb threatening stuff, just based on the examples I gave you. Now, where the role for these systems come in the first silo of acute life and limb threatening disease is in rehab. So yes, I can open up your artery as a cardiologist or give you a clot buster and get you out of a stroke, or a surgeon friend of mine can take the bullet out and fix it, but you're still going to be left with pain. You're going to perhaps have PTSD from the incident. You're perhaps going to be depressed and anxious like most heart attack and stroke patients get based on evidence-based trials. And that's where you need the skills and help of integrative medicine people, because rather than popping one pill after the other or 2 or 3 pills for pain, for depression, to get yourself up and going, please, my plea to you guys is open your mind to using these alternative techniques in rehab, where rather than taking 3 antidepressants, you can perhaps get a practice of transcendental meditation or a practice of a daily exercise regime that lifts your mood, or coming out in the sun and playing some golf if your doctor allows, depending on what disease state you have. Get some vitamin D, do things that integrates the rehab so you're not suffering from the disease that has been fixed, because it's mostly mental after we fix it. The second silo of disease, I call them chronic diseases. You probably heard Medicare, all the policymakers, Obamacare, accountable care organizations, everybody talk about, the chronic disease management, insurance companies are talking about it. And in my opinion, again, my own personal opinion, I call it the artisan approach, not one size fits all. I feel that this is where we share a 50-50 stage with our integrative medicine folks. So in other words, allopathic and research-based medicine along with integrative techniques complementing the management for the chronic disease state is an ideal, precise way of treating it. Let me give you an example. A diabetic come to me. If I don't tell him what to eat, right, because dietary service, diet and lifestyle modification comes under integrative technique. I can, start him on metformin. The next thing I know, he's on glyburide or glipizide. The next thing I know, he's taking a shot of thiazolidinedione or insulin sensitizer. I mean, not a shot, a pill. The next thing I know, he's on insulin, and the last thing I know, he's on an insulin pump, or he's seeking, an islet cell transplant. So you see how that this patient, who we could have progressed the natural history, or we could have regressed this natural history back by using alternative techniques. So if you have a diabetic patient, use the drug initially that sensitizes their insulin, depending on whether they're type 1 or type 2. I'm talking insulin sensitization for a type 2 diabetic. Type 1s have to be on a regular insulin. But just in the big picture, take care of what they need. But then on a chronic basis, on a lifestyle basis, we need to work with them closely to get down to the root cause analysis of the disease state and take care of it. So if the diabetes has stemmed from metabolic syndrome and obesity, we need to motivate them to reduce their weight. And we may need people like a personal trainer, a gym membership with an aggressive training regime, an aggressive registered dietitian to help me or assist me in this chronic disease management. And there are a lot of research about the problems of chronic inflammatory diseases like diabetes, coronary artery disease on our target organs, and there are certain pills like ACE inhibitors that have shown to reverse that target and organ damage. So if I see a diabetic, I'll say, okay, I need this ACE inhibitor, so I don't want you to get into kidney failure, but hey, I need this little pill to get your sugar control. But rather than going down the path I showed you before, like 1, 2, 3, 4 pills into insulin drips, let's just work together, complement that on a lifestyle level, on a root cause analysis level with our integrative medicine folks to see how we can reduce it. The most common admission for diabetics is diabetic ketoacidosis that comes from stress. It can come from a stress of infection, or it can just come from mental psychological stress. Why can't that person use transcendental meditation or some other technique to reduce their daily stress level? They're going to have less spikes in their sugar. They're going to release less catecholamines, and now we have a complementary approach to a chronic disease where we are not just pegged to prescribing pills, and we're achieving a very precise outcome of not only control but potential cure. And then let me just tell you how I think about the last silo of disease, and these are self-resolving diseases. These are not truly disease, they're symptoms of body imbalances, right? So I played 18 holes of golf, and it's the first spring kind of looking day where I live, and I'm going to be sore. So at night, rather than popping an ibuprofen or the Aleve like they show on the commercials, golfer, you can play better golf by taking an NSAID. Why? Why can't I dip myself in an Epsom salt and get some of my stress relief? Or why can't I just take some natural means or allow my body to restore itself, take a break? So that's what I'm talking about. Is I think we have the whole medicine in some way inverted, where we're looking for quick fixes for things that are just a body imbalance, where I think our natural folks or integrative medicine folks can help us. And then we're going for natural means for acute life and limb threatening stuff. The other day I had somebody who said, I'm taking garlic for a pancreatic cancer, and I think in my mind that's unacceptable. Now, of course, I have to respect everybody because the mission is taking into account your belief system. That's the artisan approach. But the idea of these videos and everything that I'm saying here is to bring out a right form of education, a right form of heart awareness, a right form of disease awareness to you guys. So then once you are educated by all these ways explained to you simplistically, just like I do in my book, Your Heart House, An Artisan Approach to Understanding Heart Health, once you understand heart disease and all the risk factors in a layman's term, you would be able to make smarter, basic decisions, or what I call as a shared decision, working together with your doctor and not just getting orders from him. So I hope that helps. Thanks.